So let's do the herringbone stitch together. You've done a row of half double crochet, chain one and turn. We're going to start with a single crochet, regular single crochet, and we're going to mark it with a stitch marker. So now we're going to go through that first vertical bar, that left vertical bar here, and then we'll go to the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull all three. So you notice that I went through the front loop. This is only for the first row of the herringbone stitch sequence. You'll see it's a sequence of row 1 and row 2, as you saw in the pattern as well. So it's just for the first one that we're going to do this. So we go through that vertical bar, we go to the next stitch, pull up a loop, and go all through all three loops on the hook. Okay, oops, I'm just going to repeat, so I'm going too fast. I'm just going to repeat a few just so we can go through the next row. So you go to that vertical bar on the left, you go through the next stitch, you pull up a loop, and then you go through all three. So we're at the end of that row, and we're going to make sure that we have the same amount of stitch that we started with. So we had 12, and here I have 12 as well. You chain one and turn. This is going to be row 2, and row 2 we're going to work from the back. So we start with a single crochet, but working from the back. So we go from the back here, and we're going to go through 3 loops. So the first regular 2 plus the third one in the front. Yarn over, pull the yarn through, and yarn over again, go through 2 loops. If we don't go into the third loop in the front, you're going to see a gap. So that's why we use that third one. Again, we're going to mark our stitch. So we're going to go again. We go from the back in that vertical bar as we did in the front for row 1. So we go through the vertical bar, and then we go through the next stitch. So we go through 2 loops, and then we pick up the third one. Then yarn over, pull the yarn at the same height, and then yarn over, go through all 3. Again, you pull your yarn in the front, you go from the back in the vertical bar into 2, 3, pull the yarn, and then go through all 3. So we'll repeat that until the end of the row. So at the end of the row, we have 2 left. We're going to go through that vertical bar again, go through 3 loops, pull up your yarn, yarn over, and go through all 3. The last one, you go through the vertical bar and you go through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, go all through the loops on your hooks. Chain 1 and turn. You can see the pattern that is forming in the front. You only see it in the front, not in the back. So we continue with row 1 again. So we do a simple single crochet. First, I forgot to count my stitch. Make sure that I have the correct amount of stitch. So yeah, it's good. I have 12 again. Chain 1, turn, and now we're going to work for real. Okay, so we're going to do row 1 again. I'm going to start with a single crochet, and we're going to move our stitch marker up to identify our stitch. Here you go. And then the repeat is that we go through the vertical bar, the left vertical bar, and you go through 3 loops. So the first regular one and the third one in the back. So same as what we did for the previous row. Yarn over, go through 3. So again, vertical bar on the left, this bar, and then you go through 3 loops, yarn over, pull up, loop, and then yarn over, pull out 3. So you're gonna repeat this until the end of the row. Here again. So it's the same as we did for row 2. Instead of going from the back, you go from the front and you pick up these 3 loops. So the repeat for the herringbone stitch will be row 1, row 2, row 1, row 2. And this is where you're going to see the nice herringbone stitch pattern on one side. So you have a wrong and the right side. And it will be easy for you to identify which one is the wrong one and which one is the right one. So the last stitch, go to the vertical bar, you go through stitch, yarn over, go through 3, chain 1 and turn, and you do row 2 again, as I said. So you go from the back again, start with a single crochet, move your stitch marker, and then you will repeat working from the back, go through the vertical bar, go through 3 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, go through 3. So that's your repeat, row 1 and row 2. And you are going to see the nice pattern that is forming. So it looks like a braid. I really like this stitch, so pretty.